Good morning, Breakfast of Champions. Let's see. Good morning, Breakfast of Champions. My name is Harlan, pastor, certified life coach, relationship expert. I am here to help you to get out of your own way. Breakfast of Champions, we are real talk, real conversations, real solutions, real answers. Really, God is present. Everything that is real, that's what we strive to do. It's all about helping each one of us come out of any place where we are stuck, to rise up out of any ashes that we have been left in. We refuse to stay broken. That's why we wake up early in the morning and say, Lord, what are you saying? What are we doing today? And what are you saying to me? And what would you have me to do with what you're saying to me? And give me the wisdom to know and give me the courage to act so that I will not stay where I am, so that I can be an agent and force of change in my life, in the lives of others, starting from home and then abroad. I want to be able to do your will. So, Lord, we ask you to speak to us, speak through us, have your way. What are you telling us today? What person are you talking to today that will benefit from the conversation that we'll have today? You are always the lead. You are always the one who is that we give over authority and submission to. Speak to us and through us. I don't want to say anything that does not help. Use this vessel. I surrender and submit to you. Every person that is under the sound of my voice, meet them where they are, lift them up where they belong, let their ears and their eyes be open, especially in the spirit realm, so that they can hear and see what you're doing and say. We love you. We honor you, Lord Jesus. We give you all the glory and the praise. In Jesus' name, amen. I want to welcome everybody from all around the world, wherever you are, and whatever time you're watching this. Be sure to give us your feedback and comments in the chat box. And if you're here live while I'm talking, please put in your chats, your comments. It doesn't matter what your thought is. Just pop it in there. Don't hold back. It just gives us more to give you. If it's hitting, oh yeah, oh I agree. I don't understand that. I don't agree with that. Can you elaborate more? Whatever it is, the thought on your mind. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just put it in the chat, and I don't have to say your name. I'll just say what you said, and we'll elaborate on that. So I want to welcome everybody. And today, we talking about last week we mentioned that we'd be talking about today red flags, and mainly this will be people who are not yet deep in the relationship. This is the people that are entering into relationships, and you're trying to make sure that you're talking to the right person. Just to let you know, I mean, men or women, either one, guys, ladies, men, either one of us can be Academy Award actors at the drop of a dime. Ladies can cry at the drop. Men can make themselves cry at the drop of a dime. So, people have never had acting classes of Academy Award winning actors. I've seen some things, and I'm sure you have too. And when now that you play it back or after it happened, you'd be like, that person was just completely acting. They were pretending the whole time. And now it makes sense to me. But in the moment, you may have been hoping that they were, telling the truth because you wanted it to be a certain way. So, you may have, overlooked it. And that's where we get in trouble, when we don't see the red flags. When we play sports, you guys know when something has happened because there's a whistle that blows really loud and there's a flag thrown in the air, either yellow or red, depending on the sport. And that means that there's a foul on the play. And so when people walk into your lives, you need to know if they're carrying red flags or yellow flags. Caution, don't approach me. Red flag, absolutely. Do not date me. Do not associate with me. people have these flags on them, and we don't sometimes see them because sometimes we can be in our own way, or we're blurred. Our vision is blurred because of who and what we've experienced. And so when you've experienced a bad relation, let's say you come out of a bad relationship. So those of you that are single and hoping to that you're trying to date, or you're single, you're hoping to date, or you're hoping to get married, whatever the situation is, you're not married yet. If you're married, the red flags are already like you're already there. You're already experiencing the bad thing, and so the things that you wish you would have seen before. But if you're dating and you have not come to this point, this person seems to be very nice. They seem to be very respectful, mannerable. They seem to be everything that, because people present these fronts. When we meet, oh, he's, I'm this, or I'm this, or I don't do this, or really? So how is it the fact that, okay, when we're deep off in this thing now, you're saying something totally different than that? Because people don't walk up to you and say, "Hi, my name is," and I carry a lot of baggage with me. I carry a lot of trauma. I've been broken, since my childhood. I am very confused. I am very insecure. I am very broken. I have trust issues. I'm going to bring stress into your life. I can't even stand myself. I'm full of problems. I self-sabotage. I create problems. I don't feel love, so I'm controlling. I'm going to do all these things to bring you stress in your life. Every day you're not going to know what I'm going to be like from one day to the next. One day, at one minute, I may be in a good mood. Next minute, I may scratch your eyes out, or I may walk off and leave you, or go hide in a closet, or leave town, go hang out at my mom's, or go run away to my friends. All sorts of things. People don't walk up to you and tell you that up front. They lie. They tell you that, they're okay. And they sound really nice. They sound so kind, so respectful, so cordial. Oh, they're so patient. And oh, no, 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 you do it. No, no, I want you to have it. No, no, let me get that for you. Let me help you with that. Let me open the door. No, no, oh, no, you first. No, I want to make sure you're okay. I want to make sure you got everything that you need. And so you get all these nice, cordial, considerate things when you first meet, because they're presenting their best image, their best front. And I can't tell you how many times, and some of you here that are listening to me, you already heard some of these things, because you know that when you start meeting them, they were very nice. That lady was very nice. That man was very nice. You didn't see their family. You didn't see them in the settings of their family before you called yourself dating each other, building feelings, having sexual relations. You didn't think about any of those things. You were looking at the front picture that they're showing you, that's image, this filtered image that's glossed and photoshopped and AI cleansed or whatever. It looks really clean, looks really good. But they didn't show you, I'm jealous, I'm insecure, I have trust issues, I have low self-esteem. I feel like if I don't control everything, then it won't work. So I hover and I try to control every aspect of my life. So when I start dating you, I'm gonna want to control you. And so that's my MO. Well, I'm not gonna trust you. I'm gonna want to answer your phone. I'm gonna want to go through your phone and check your text messages to make sure they're legitimate. Make sure don't have another woman in there. Make sure you don't have another family. Make sure you're not on the down low. Make sure that you're not hiding something. All of these things, see, people don't tell you that up front. No, it's cool. Oh no, you can't. Oh yeah, it's fine. Oh, that's no problem. And then here it is, you go off into the relationship and it's a total different thing. Most people don't show you that up front. And so for those of you that are out there dating, guys, it's just as serious for you as it is for a lady. I know most of the times, men, we are the ones that are doing the more physical wrong things when it comes to when we're talking about hurting someone, abusing, physical abuse. Ladies physically abuse men too, but the ratio is far different because the male species is the strongest species physically. Um, Not always the strongest mentally and emotionally, but definitely the strongest physically. So even a man who's dating a woman who is physically abusive, he could overpower her if he wanted. She's just mentally bullied him and he's cowered down and allowing her now to physically overtake him. If he wanted to, he could physically overtake her. He's just not physically, he's not the aggressor. And she's already bullied his mind and overpowered him. So he's not fighting back or defending or protecting himself the way he physically could. Because, see, that's the whole thing about red flags. You have to be paying attention. If this person is, you have to pay attention to what a person is saying. That's why I always say you need to know what people do with their day. You need to know how they live their life. Before you start, most people, you start building feelings before the person even asks you out. You're already building feelings based in your head of what they could be like, what it would be like to be dating them, what it would be like to have them on your arms. And you're already building feelings before they say, hi, my name is. You're already building feelings because you see something that you think, that looks good. I want it. Guys, that's the same thing that happened to Adam and Eve. You don't look at something and think, oh, that looks good to eat and just bite it. That's the same way we got tricked. That's why we're here. We're supposed to learn from them. We're not supposed to repeat their mistakes. They were deceived, and we're doing the same thing. We're not supposed to repeat the mistakes of our parents. History repeats itself because people don't learn from it. If you learn from it, then you won't repeat it because you will have learned the lesson. If you saw your parents do it and it was wrong and it didn't work, why would you repeat that? You can never say, oh, well, it's genetic. No, it's not. You get to make your choices. Doctors say things and they say what they understand. And they don't understand. Yes, my parents or their parents may have done that. Or my parents may have, you know, dealt with this. Oh, and my grandparents too. But that doesn't mean I have to. And y'all forgive me if I sneeze because I feel it coming. Allergies. I already took that medication. So if you just because your parents experienced it doesn't mean that you have to experience that. As your parent, or as someone that you, even if I'm not a parent age, but you look up to me, I don't want you to experience what I experienced. I'm telling you what I experienced so that you don't have to experience it. I'm not telling you so that we can sit down now and compare scars. Oh yeah, well I got my heart broken and oh I got no. I don't want you to experience so that we can share a conversation about the same scars. I'm telling you so that you never have to experience that pain. You never have to bear that scar. And so when you see people's relationships, when you see things that have not worked, you see verbal abuse, emotional bullying, abuse, neglect, physical abuse, murder, all these things, you need to pay attention to the things that built up to this. What were the red flags? How did this person get past my radar? Well, because you didn't have it on for yourself. You had it on for your friend. Girl, he's like this, he's gonna do this. You could be on point. You've read him correct. Guys, man, don't talk to her. She's this, she's gonna be this, she's like this. I can tell she's this, and you'll be on point. Why don't you do that for yourself? Why would you not do that for yourself? You turn your radio off for yourself, but it's on for your friends. Well, you're not dating your friend's girlfriend or boyfriend. You need to turn that on for yourself. I see it all the time, and I'm sure you do too. And now that you think about it, we're having this conversation. I'm sure you can run back through your life really fast and think about all the times you told your girlfriend or you told your guy friend that this person was this, and you were right. And sometimes they listen, sometimes they didn't. Most times people don't listen because people always thinking, oh, you just jealous. You just want him for yourself. You just want her for yourself. Dude, I'm telling you, this is what I see. And you have to be paying attention to the source. You know your friend. Are they jealous? Are they insecure? Do they secretly want to be you? You have to pay attention to things to make sure that the source that this is coming from is legitimate. Some people like disarming red flags. So it's a challenge or a project. Well, you can say, if they say it's a challenge, some people like disarming red flags. Well, I mean, you want to disarm them if the person is trying to get in your life, you know. And when we say disarm, are we talking about just calling them on it and shutting it down? Are we still continuing to talk to them when we recognize the red flag? Because when we recognize red flags, should we continue or should we find out more about that red flag and decide, okay, this is
Let me say what I think.
yeah.
I think sometimes if I have dated and a person see red flags in me, they try to nurture it out of me versus seeing it as something that needs to stay away from. And I see it in people that I talk to the same way that they marry the red flag as if the red flag is going to dissolve itself because of the love. Love does not change red flags.
Great.
So it's a misconception of how we think compassion, love, attraction, or whatever will give a person a reason to change. God hadn't changed them. I know I can't. So we think differently when we're emotionally involved in a situation versus thinking holistically healthier. That's how I've been seeing me anyway. So I'm recognizing those things, and now I'm looking for more green flags in red because I'm not a fixer, and I've learned and I'm learning to take myself out of that role of trying to be one.
Absolutely. Because, there's no person. That's the biggest thing about red flags is when we ignore them, whether they're yellow or red, we're looking for green flags, but we're looking at red flags and looking at them and we're colorblind and seeing them as green. You cannot walk up into my life and do something that my parents and God have not done. That's not your job. That's not your responsibility. That's not your challenge. That's not your assignment. None of that. Not as far as marriage or dating. We're not talking about you being a mentor or a coach or, a counselor and you're helping someone who wants help with that. That's a totally different thing. That's where the person should be before they ever talk to you. If I know that I have trust issues, if I know that I'm mean, I have triggers all over me, every little thing, or and I'm mean to you, I punch you in the face, you know, eh, no. I'm supposed to do the work on myself before I ever come to you. Now, for those of you that maybe you have, hopefully you haven't. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people have already married all the people with the red flags, and they're either they're still in it and still dealing with it, or the person maybe they've found relationship in the Lord and have changed their lives. I do know some people like that, and then there are those that are divorced and and going their separate ways. And then there are those that are divorced, and then the person is still harassing them, as we can see on the news. A person can be divorced, and that their ex-spouse is still stalking them, still trying to unalive them, all these different things. So this is why we want to notice red flags and not be colorblind. And in our mind, because we want to be with someone and we love the way they look on the outside, we think that the grass is green, and we see the red flag as green, and I can change her, or I can change him. Oh, I can love her out of that, or I can love him out of that. That's not your job. It's not the same. It's when you're married and something happens during that marriage that does something to damage that person, that's different. You're in the marriage. But if you're dating, you don't continue dating red flags. That's why it's called a red flag. It means stop. When we see a stop sign, you're not, guys, if you want to, you can learn a lot about a person just by either riding with them in a car or seeing them drive a car. I don't think that you guys know how much of your character shows when you drive. You, just because you come into a neighborhood and there's a stop sign and there's no cars coming, you don't roll up to that and stop only because you see a police sitting there. You don't stop because there's another car coming. You stop because there's a stop sign. It doesn't matter if nobody's on the street. You're not supposed to roll through that stop sign as if it's not there. That's what people do when we see these different people and we're looking at them and, oh, they look like they're a good catch. Why? Because they look good on the outside? Because you find them physically attractive? That's just a beautiful nightmare. That's just a walking tornado, a walking volcano. You know what happens when a volcano and a tornado collide? Some people have both. That's a terror. That means that that person is going to tear up your life. They're going to bring you misery. Don't run through stop signs. Don't run through red lights. You're supposed to go on the green light. When you see a yellow light, that means caution. It does not mean speed up. It means slow down, and if you can, stop. People, when you see people driving a car, you can see if they ignore other people and they just drive for themselves. They just selfish, just bullies on the highway, shooting people fingers, cursing while they're driving, just steady talking the whole time, just fussing, arguing in their car at every other driver on the street. That tells you that person is aggressive. They are selfish. They are a bully. They are not considerate. Come on. But that person you pull up to the stop sign at the same time, and the person to the right is supposed to have the right of way. But both drivers look at each other, and then one of them says to the other, "Oh no, you go ahead." That's courteous. That tells, okay, that's a courteous character in those people. But those guys that are out there just changing lanes and you cutting all in front of people, you can learn a lot about people. Oh, some of y'all learning something about yourselves right here while you're driving. Some of you and saying, bless the Lord at one moment, and then you saying something else at another moment when that person is not going as fast as you going, or they cut you off, or you cut them off, or you don't like how fast they're going or how slow they're going. Riding with you tells me a whole lot about your character, more than you can understand. And I can tell if you're a person you're one who has the right heart, or your heart is needing some work, because you're aggressive, you're a bully, you're selfish. Selfishness is the beginning of sin. Prove it, Harlan. Satan desired to be God. First of all, you have to be very selfish to want to take something from someone else. Selfish desire is the birth of all sin. Satan desired selfishly to be what he was created by. He desired to take God's place, which could never happen. God gave you everything that you are. How can you be him? That is the dumbest angel ever. And then maybe not. Maybe the other ones were dumber than him for following him. That is ridiculous. And that's how you know angels have free will. Everything God created has free will. From the angels to the animals, everything has free will. And so when we look at these, when we're looking at people and we're looking at them, let me go off into some red flags right quick. And then you guys can talk back to me, because I like it when you talk back. And make sure you pop in that chat. I know that we're hitting on some stuff that some of you have already experienced. And if you're single men and women out there, man, you better be paying close attention, because the devil works in isolation. Notice when the devil rolled up to Eve, he didn't roll up to Adam and Eve. And of course, their name was one, both Adam at the time. I've already explained that. But anyway, he rolled up to the woman. He didn't roll up to the woman and the man and talk to both of them. So what I'm saying in that is the enemy likes to get you by yourself. So when you're dating these people, they come and they appear really cool at first. So here's how you start noticing. Let me give you some things that you should be looking for red flags. Does he or she believe in, if you are a believer, does he or she believe in God and attend church regularly as you do? So I tell my daughters, and my oldest is 21. She works, she has her own car, she goes to college. And she's a born-again believer. Any man, young man that tries to talk to or approach you, now it's up to her whether she listens to her father, because if she don't get it, it's not my fault. Any young man that tries to approach you, you need to find out in 30 seconds whether or not you're going to continue speaking with him. Now, you've already looked at him and he's already looked at you, and you can tell whether you think he's physically attractive to you. You can see that in a second. And so ladies, y'all can scan us in like 2 seconds. I see you. We see you. And so if you think he's attractive, y'all pop it in that chat. Talk to me. So when he walks up to you, hi, my name is Harlan. I just, thought you were a very attractive young lady. I just, wanted to, have a conversation with you and, see where that goes. Oh, well, my name is blank, and okay, well, it's nice to meet you too. So are you, I can see, we're in the same store or whatever, but are you from around here? Maybe. Are you from around here? Yeah, I live in the area. Okay. And so where do you so what do you do, every day? What's your life like? Or where do you go to worship? I go to worship in the area. I don't go to worship. I don't believe in that God stuff. Okay. In 30 seconds, ladies. 30 seconds, guys. Oh, well, this is either way. Well, where do you, when that person gives you their name and, all that, you live around here, you guys know how you started off. And then, oh, well, you live in the area. So you go to worship in the area? Is your church located here? I'm talking about if you're a believer. If you're not a believer, then I'm not talking to you, because you're not going to listen to what I'm saying, because I'm telling you things from God. I'm not telling you things from your flesh. So you can find out if that person, oh, well, I don't go to worship. Or, oh, I worship at such and such. Or, oh, well, I worship at such and such. Okay, well, we both know we go to worship. And we do, oh, so you go there regularly? Oh, yes, I'm definitely, I love the Lord. I'm a born again believer, or I'm an atheist, or I'm a Buddhist, or I'm a Muslim, or I'm a agnostic, or whatever it is. You need to know that within, you can ask that in 30 seconds to find that out. That's to find out, okay, what am I dealing with? Yes. Can a person be going to church every Sunday and still be full of demons? Yes, absolutely. But at least we know he's going. That's a start. and I can find out, we can find out, more if we continue this conversation. And now, if you work, you go to school, you go to church. Does he work? Okay, you're in college. If he's your age, is he in college or is he finished? And does he work? So if you doing those three things, if he's not doing those three things, where's the conversation? The conversation for dating is over. It was nice to meet you, Harlan. Hey, have a good day. It's no, what's your phone number? Can I take you out? No, I don't know you. So we got to stop thinking that we can just allow people to run up in our lives. Um, does um, does he or she seek to change you or slightly or aggressively? I want you to wear this. Oh yeah, I see you wear your hair in that ponytail. I want you to wear it down. Oh, I see you got your hair in those dreads. I want you to cut it off. Or, oh well, I see you like to wear these dress pants all the time. I want my man to wear jeans. So people start slightly changing things. See, when someone wants to come into your life when they're the right person, they didn't come to change you. You're not there to be my upgrade in the fact that you can tell me how to dress or you can tell me how to wear my hair. You can tell her how to wear her makeup. And if you don't like what she's already doing, you don't supposed to be bothering her. If you don't like what he's already doing, you leave him where he's at. You don't come into my life or I don't come into your life to change you in any way. That is not my role. I come into your life because I already like what you're doing. I already like your attitude, the way you carry yourself, the way you dress, the way you wear your hair. Anything else is a plus. If I don't like what you're already doing, I shouldn't be there. Does that make sense, guys? Y'all talk to me in the chat. Pop your comments, feedback, questions. Oh, yeah, I agree. I don't agree. Elaborate more. Whatever it is, pop it in the chat. Does he or she slowly or quickly try to tear down your self-confidence? The way a person that's abuser, that one that's going to be the red flag, they want to isolate you. They want to start finding fault in your friends. So because they want to isolate you from everyone. The devil works in isolation. They want to isolate you from your family. I don't want you hanging out with your cousins. I don't want you hanging out with your friends. I don't want you hanging out with your parents. I don't want you being those friends, they got to go. They can't, no. Anyone that comes in your life and starts rearranging your life, that is a deal breaker. That is a huge red flag. You don't come into my life and start telling me to move people around. That is not your job. We're dating. I don't care if we've been dating a year, 2 years. You don't start moving things and trying to separate me from anything. My job. Don't let a man walk in your life. Don't let a woman walk in your life and tell you, well, you don't have to do this. I got it. No, I don't care if you Jeff Bezos money. You don't walk into a woman's life and tell her she don't have to work. If you don't, that money is all in your account and in your name. Nah, dude, that's no. That's no. I don't need to be. No woman should have to be asking her husband for money to go to the grocery store or to go buy things that she want to buy, personal things, or all this stuff it's control because that person is insecure. They are abusive. That's that wife that you want your husband, bring me your check. I want to make sure you're not spending it on another woman. That you don't need to be with him. You got trust issues. Who broke you? Who hurt you? You're tormenting this man. Whoever the person is in the household who is the better at accounting is the one that sends off the monthly bills. If that's what you're better at, not as a point of control. My wife has the code to my cell phone. If you can't talk to her, don't call me. When my phone rings, I don't need to move or get up and go out of the room. If I can't talk to you sitting right there with her, then you don't need to be talking to me. If she can't answer my phone, then it don't need to ring. Not because she's being nosy or controlling. I'm just saying, if I leave my phone, I'm not worried. I don't have to worry about what texts I'm getting, what calls I'm getting. See, that kind of thing, that insecurity, that's too much. Jealousy. Not, hey, I know the code to my wife's phone. I don't need to go off in her phone and try to, who's texting you? What they say? What is this? Is this a guy or girl? Is this a real name? Is this a real girl's name? Is this a real guy's name? Or did you switch it around? Guys, that's too much. That's too much. Why are we doing that? And so if a person comes into your life, they come to be an addition, not to come to be start rearranging and taking away. Because isolation, the devil likes to get you in isolation so that he can destroy you. First, they start destroying your mind, messing with your self-confidence, breaking down your self-confidence, making you damaging your self-esteem, making you doubt yourself, making you feel low, making you question yourself, your decisions. They bully you emotionally. It's subtle. Start making you seem like you're something off about your thinking so that you can be dependent on them so they can now tell you how to think, what to do, where to go, what to wear. Y'all not talking to me. I'm telling you some real stuff right here because I know how many people sit in front of me that person was they either ignored the red flags or they didn't see any red flags. And then when they got in a relationship with their person, boom, this person is abusive. Now they're controlling me. Now they're beating me. Now they're trying to kill me. This is why we don't go past red. And when you see yellow, you take extreme caution. Your life is priceless. Does he change physically or emotionally when other attractive, does he or she change physically or emotionally when other attractive people are around? Do they pull you tighter? Do you feel them squeezing and gripping your hand or got you almost in a headlock because another handsome man walked up, or another beautiful lady walked up? You got to pay attention to these things. Y'all not talking to me. I know y'all seen this stuff. Do they find reasons you should not go out with your friends? I don't like her. Yeah, well, I don't like your friend Tommy. You know, he's just, yeah, I don't. You got to be paying attention. They're trying to isolate. They're trying to take these people out of your life. These people are people who support you. Anytime the devil wants to attack you and destroy you through another person, he's trying to isolate you away from the people who protect you, who strengthen you, who love you, tell you the truth, give you wisdom, give you all those things that build you up. Anyone who tries to isolate you from the people in your life, they are isolating you because they are sent from the devil to destroy you. That's why they want to move you over here. That's why they want to move you over there, way out there, out in this city, out in that state, or whatever. Mess up. They want you to mess up. They want to destroy your relationship with your family. So you have no one to call when they're over there abusing you, emotionally, verbally, or physically, and financially, controlling every aspect of your life, where you go, what you wear. Let me check your phone. Let me check your underwear. Why you smell like soap? All this craziness. Y'all being very quiet. I'm really shocked. Let's see. Does he find reasons? Let's see. Is he or she a pessimist or optimist? Are they negative people? Are they always complaining? Or are they always positive? Are they always looking at the bright side, the silver lining? Listen to what people say when any subject comes up. Listen to how they think. If it's not consistent, they're lying. They're trying to look like they're a rational person on this thing. Oh, but when this thing came up, all rationale went out the door. It's a red flag. That means there's a trigger there. They don't walk up to you and tell you they have trauma. They don't walk up to you and tell you that they have trust issues because they've been cheated on. And they may say that, but they're going to make it seem like it's the other person's fault. Let's see. I thought I think you should wear your hair like this way. Like, okay, at first, then it became too much control. It became crazy, just like you said. So you missed the red flags because they make you seem like because it's not subtle, and they make it seem like they're so concerned for you. It's, oh no, they make you feel like they have your best interest at heart. But what you're doing is you're building up. They're building up. They're building and building and building more control, more isolation. It starts with the isolation, starts with the mental breakdown to make you doubt your own decisions, to make you feel like they're giving you some really wise advice because they're really trying to build you up. No, they're trying to mold you into an image that they control. Why do you think men love their own gods, the one they made with their hand? Because they know it's not real. And they don't have to obey it. How does he speak or she speak about the world and life? Listen to what people say. How do they act around children? I was talking to someone yesterday, and he's a young man. For those of you that have never seen the movie Baby Boy, where Tyrese was starring in the movie, and his mom was a single mom, and she starts dating this guy, and then the guy wants to get him out of the house. You want to come into this woman's life and put her child out on the street, even though he's grown. But why are you trying to come into her life and move this child so you can have her to yourself, so you can do what you want to do? Why would you want to put someone on the street? It's different if the guy if he's got the money to afford his place. Why was he there home with his mom? Is he there helping her with rent? Is he there helping her? You know? How are you going to walk in her life? You just met her, and you come in here and push her son out onto the streets. If you're going to walk into her life, you're supposed to be walking into his life as a father. Yeah. And why are you letting a man move in with you? And you should not move in with him. Either way it goes, you move him in with you, he's still going to want to control your house. You move in with him, he's still going to want to control the house. The longer that a man is single, the harder it is for him to get married, because he's set in his ways. He's not used to answering to people. He's not used to having to say, hey, babe, I'm going here, and why I'm going here, and when I'm coming back. He's not used to that. He's used to just going whenever he wants. Used to going to wherever IHOP or wherever he wants to go, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. No accountability. And here you are. Now he's trying to date you, and he don't like that when you ask him questions. He don't like that when he's need to tell you where he's going, what he's doing. He's been alone too long. Ladies, could be the same thing. You've been by yourself so long, you don't know what accountability is. And so when you come into a relationship, that's why there's so much friction, because you're used to doing things the way you want. This is how I do with my kids. This is how I do this. And guys, this is how I do with my kids. This is how I do this with myself, or whatever, my friends or whatever. Then you're not used to accountability. You're not used to being considerate and having to be accountable to the other partner. Cohabitation is hard. And let's see. Cohabitation is hard, and I don't know I'm missing that word. A commitment, it's an arrangement. Oh, it's not a commitment. Yeah, you're just roommates. You don't know that person because you're living with them. I see you now. Cohabitation is hard and not a commitment. That's right?
Yeah, it's an arrangement, not a commitment, yeah.
Uh-huh. And so most people think when they walk into that we're getting to know each other. And they don't realize that you're not getting to know each other. You still showing each other most of the best sides of you. And none of that real stuff really comes out. Besides, some people can be dating and become, still be abusive, verbally, emotional bullying and stuff, and people still stay with them. And for whatever reason, maybe you're thinking, well, I've invested time in it. A man is not an investment. A woman is not an investment. But we've been together 3 years. I've spent all that time. So if that person is not right, run. I don't care if you've been dating them 8 years. The people are not an investment. They're not some stock option that you're waiting for it to go up. They are people. If they are mistreating you, you should not be with them. You should not be building feelings with them. Does that mean people are perfect? No. Perfection has nothing to do with me punching you in the face or cheating on you or talking down to you, cursing at you, verbally abusing you, physically attacking you whenever I choose to, whether that be sexually or fighting physically. None of that has nothing to do with a relationship. That has nothing to do with love. That's evil. That is wrong, and it's unacceptable. No one is supposed to have to walk around the house healing from the person that they live with because you physically beaten me or you verbally assault me at will on a daily basis. You daily tear me down. You daily neglect me. That's not love, guys. That's abuse. That's abuse. Is this person jealous? Are they controlling? Are they insecure? Are they obsessive, compulsive about anything? Is this person estranged from their family? They hate their family. They don't want you to hate yours because they look at your family the way they look at theirs. I'm not associated with my family, so we're not associating with yours. They want to separate you. Are they giving you stories about people leaving them or letting them down? They're trying to make you feel sorry for them. Well, I was in a relationship and she did this and this is, or I was in a relationship and he did. Stop telling people things as though you have no part in it, making them feel sorry for you. Yeah, some person might have done you wrong, but if they did, you should just get out of the situation and not back up to people when you start dating them and dump that stuff out on them and give them a script for them to go by to pretend that that's not them, because they may be worse than that guy or that girl. And you're giving them a script to go by. Stop doing that. Stop walking up to people and telling them what all these other people did to you. Get in counseling, deal with those things so that those things are not a problem for you anymore. And you can see this. Don't even go into dating another relationship if you need counseling, if you have trust issues, if you've been broken, if you're still dealing with trauma, if you're still dealing with jealousy, insecurity, low self-esteem. You do not enter a relationship. If you are going through these things, if you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with bipolar, you're dealing with anxiety, whatever it is, you should not, if you're single, you should not be entering into a relationship. Why do you think that so many people have bad dating relationships and then bad marriages? You have to get yourself clear before you go into, you have to be whole by yourself before you can ever be whole with someone else. It's not up to me to make you happy. It's up to me not to take happiness away from you. Everything I add to you is addition to. But I'm not there to be your knight in shining armor. I'm there to be your husband. This ain't Cinderella. I don't have no white horse, even if I drive a white Lamborghini. I'm not there. I cannot make you happy. You're still hurting because of what your father did. You're still hurting because of what your mother did or didn't do. You're still hurting because of that person who wronged you or betrayed you, walked away from you. I'm not God. You're not God. You can't fix me. I can't fix you. I can love you perfectly, do no wrong by you, and you still won't be happy if you're still broken. If I'm the wrong person and you're broken, I can destroy you because you're already broken. And now you've told me everything and everyone that broke you, how it affects you. Now I can use that, manipulate it, and continue to crush and control you. Red flags. Sometimes you're your own red flag. You're saying too much. I'm not talking about the people being honest. I'm saying there's a time to say certain things. But the fact of the matter is, you need to be clear of the effect of those things before you go into a relationship with someone. Does that mean you're waiting to be perfect? No, but that shouldn't be a trigger anymore. That shouldn't be that the insecurity needs to be going. The trust issues need to be going. The jealousy issues need to be going. The low self-esteem needs to be going. The depression needs to be going. The anxiety needs to be going. These things are not life sentences, they're situations. Depression, that's things that have happened that are sad that I have not dealt with. Anxiety, because of the depression, now I've developed fear. I want to control the outcome. And so the things that I don't have an answer for, that I don't control, oh my God, what am I going to do? What if this? It's always the negative side. Depression pulls you in the past. Anxiety makes you fear the future. So you're stuck in a tug of war. And one day you're up, one day you're down, one day you're afraid, one day you don't want to go to work. Oh my God, people, I don't want to be around people. Those things are not a life sentence. It requires you understanding what is happening. I need to deal with those sad things. Because if I don't, that's why I'm having this anxiety, because I want to control the future. I want to be able to control the outcome. And when I can't control the outcome, now I become controlling. And so now I want to control every aspect, thinking that I'm God in my life and I can control people, places, and things that I can manipulate and control it. Red flags, guys. Let's see. Does this person have a good relationship with their parents and siblings? Those things are important, guys. You have to pay attention how people function in their environments. I could say more. I got a million things written right here. I'm gonna stop right there because I could go on. I could say more, but I'm gonna say less because I want to hear from you. Talk to me. Give me your feedback, comments. Come off your mic. Come off mute.
Hey, great topic, man. I appreciate the thought process. I was thinking as you were just kind of talking about red flags, green flag, yellow flags, orange, whatever color may come up. You I know I've been working on those aspects for me with choosing my mate. I don't want to date a person without being able to recognize some things. So when I married him, I'm like, I didn't notice it. I really did notice it. I thought it would change when they got with me. I want to break that cycle. I've had that within me for a minute, and probably people had it in them too with me. However, I'm working on how I choose. And I think that's going to help me in understanding how they may choose me as well. And being intentional with talking to someone, noticing things about them is purposeful for my continued growth as a man, as a person, as a father, as a friend, as a child of God. All these things are mixed into one because I want to be as healthy as I can be throughout the process of time because life is going to happen. And my goal is hopefully have the tools and use the tools, apply the tools to look at solutions. And I think this is what this is about, being able to know what to look for, and what not to accept just because someone is offering it to you. And that's been a process for me. But I appreciate the voice this morning, the words that were encouragement this morning. Let's keep sharing for sure.
Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. Let me see. Let me read your other comment here. I've been working on my independence as a single male, and since my purpose of how I see relationships have changed, I can only see marriage. And, if we're single, what are we doing if we're not trying to, find that one that we want to spend our life with. You know, when we out here trying to say, well, I just want to stay single, we lying. And if we're saying that, it's because someone has, you know, scarred us and we're afraid. You know, people don't just wake up and say, I want to just be out here and I don't really want a person that's special to me, that's just mine. Something has to happen in your life for your vision and your perception and perspective to be blurred and, you know, to where it's confused like that, to where, well, I want to spend my life, you know, like you got guys out here 50, 60, 40, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, still trying to be a player. And dude, like, really? You're not happy. You're afraid. You got ladies out here, same age. Your granddaughter now in places that you still hanging out because you shouldn't be there no more. And you still there playing the same games. Whether you're in church, whether you're in the club, the bar, wherever you at, wherever you're doing what you're doing, and you're single and you're not happy, stop lying. Stop saying that you don't want love, real love. You stop prostituting yourself. Stop pimping yourself. You putting yourself out here. You're your own pimp and prostitute at the same time. You out here giving away what's priceless. Your life is priceless, and you are valued at without. There's no price that, no matter what you've done to yourself or no matter what someone else has done, your value from your father has not changed. You are still as priceless as a person who's never been hurt, who's never had a struggle, who's never been neglected or abandoned or abused or broken in any way. You're still, every life, same price. But you just have to see yourself that way. Let's see. Okay, got you. When you get married and your spouse is being pressured to do things for his family and being stressed out. So those are boundaries, you know, those are boundaries. And the fact of the matter is some people's families don't understand or respect boundaries. If you notice, anytime that God wanted to really do something amazing for a person, God, unlike the enemy wants to isolate you from your family so that he can destroy you. If God moves you away from your family, it's because your family was going to destroy you. In the fact that they don't know how to, uh, they don't believe in respecting your house. They don't believe in respecting your life. They don't believe in valuing you. I was talking to someone the other day, and they just graduated school, and they was telling their mother, and their mother just was like, you got your little degree or whatever. So mom has her own problems that she's never dealt with. How do you not celebrate your own child and their accomplishments? So family, when God wants to separate you from your family, it's not so that because you don't love them, it's because they can't see you. And they will be a problem in your life because they don't respect boundaries. They don't understand healthy boundaries. And so they cause problems in your relationship. Your family should never be taking money from your household and causing, if money comes out of your household, it has to be because both of you agree to that. It can't be, well, let me slip my mom $100, let me slip my dad or my brother or my siblings or my cousins, whatever. No, we have to do that. Hey, this is what's going on. Can we do this? Can we agree to do this? Or what can we agree to do? That's how it's supposed to be done. We're not supposed to go behind our spouse's back and do things and give money to people. That's coming out of our household. Both of our names should be on the bank account. There's three things going on. Well, more, it depends how many accounts we have, but you should have your account for your personal stuff. He should have his, and then there's our account for the things that we have to do, our bills, our, you know, our maintenance, our vacations, all these different things. both our names should be on those. The only separate account I have is that for when I'm going to go buy stuff for me, or when she wants to go buy stuff for her. That's not the bill account. That's the account that you buy things for yourself out of. You shouldn't have to tell me can you have money to go buy yourself new clothes or shoes or whatever you do for yourself. So there has to be respect and boundaries and balance. We need to stop thinking we can change people. You can't change anyone. God cannot change you without your permission. You have to say, Lord, I surrender. I submit to your will. I repent of my sins, and I make you Lord of my life. You are the Lord of my life. I want you to be Lord in this life. I give you total permission to fill me with your spirit. I want your mind, your heart, your ways, your character. Be yourself in me by your spirit. Change this old, wicked, wretched mind, Lord. Cleanse me, purify me, creating me a clean and pure heart. Lord, I don't want to be an abuser no more. I don't want to be a player no more. I don't want to be a liar, a thief, a cheat anymore. I don't want to be walking around out here acting like I'm some lost child when I have a father. I don't want to be the scum of the earth anymore, Lord. I don't want to do those things. Only then can God change me, when I give him permission. He doesn't bully me. He doesn't force me to love him. Love cannot be forced. If you're trying to control it, it's not love. If they're trying to control it, it's not love. It is not your responsibility to change me, to mold me, to make me. If we come together and I simply don't know how to dress because I don't have good dress and you help me with that, that's not changing me. I didn't know how to dress. That's different. That's not control. You're helping me because I don't have a good fashion sense. I don't have a good fashion sense to make these with this pants, with this shirt, or this tie with this suit, or the right shoes. Some people don't have a good fashion sense. And when their wife or husband is helping them with things like that, that's not control. They're asking you to help them with that, and they notice that they don't have that, and you're helping them. That's not control. Control is when I'm saying, no, I don't want you to wear that. I want you to wear this, and this is how much money I'm going to spend on you, and this is how much you can get this. You know you can't do that. I don't want you wearing your hair like that. No, that makes you look like this or that. That's control. Come on, guys. I could go on and on. I have, oh my God, how many things I got written here? At least probably 50 right here. But I want to hear from you.
Good morning.
Morning.
This has really been good. I'm late. Sorry for that, for the tardiness, but this is really good. And it's things that I see that I have a problem with, and I don't want to start. I don't even want it to start being a problem because I see how married people would do things like go out or the spouse, one the other, or go out and then come in all types of night. I've never been the person, even in a relationship, I just don't think people should just come in anytime or do whatever they want to. And I don't think it's anything to do with a person being jealous of them going anywhere. It's just the fact of respect. And I guess I used to get that when we was younger. And your parents will always say, ain't nothing out after a certain time but with the motels and legs and all
Yeah.
this type of stuff.
Yes.
So,
Nothing open
so
after 12 but legs and motels.
so I used to look at stuff like that, and just to be respectful. And gosh, it was something else I was going to say. I guess I can't think of that part. I'll pop back in if we haven't gotten off if I think of that. But this has really been good. So thank you. And thank you for taking out the time to write down, study, and think about everything you're gonna say today. Cause um, just thank you. This is good.
Awesome. Thank you for your feedback. Um, when we are, in a relationship, whether even if we're dating, we're not supposed to just be, I mean, like, we don't have to live together, but Like we should be preparing ourselves. Like we shouldn't just be out there running around willy-nilly, just, hanging out late. What am I doing? Okay, if I'm dating you, why am I out just so late without you? I'm not even with you and I'm out late. What am I doing? What really? What am I legitimately doing that, I mean, it's like you were saying, after certain, I mean, 7-Eleven might stay open all night. It may not even do that anymore. I don't even know. But, we know that Granny is right, what's out there open but legs and motels. And so, people, yeah, the freaks come out at night, bad people, people do things because evil likes to do things in the dark, you know, and drunk driving increases, all these different things that people do, murders, rapes, all those things increase, robberies at night. And so, I always tell my kids, do things in the light, do things in the light. And I'm not just talking about the aspect of doing it right. I mean, literally doing it in the light. Do things in the daytime. Don't wait till nighttime. You what's going on out there in the world. All these evil things are out here happening. Doesn't matter where you live, what set, what continent, none of that stuff matters. There are good and evil people everywhere. And what you don't want to do is put yourself in a place where you can be out there with them when they're out there doing things that they should not be doing. See, we can't change anyone, just ourselves. Yeah, you can only change you, and you need God's help to do that. You know, you can't just, if you could do it by yourself, then we wouldn't need God. We would all be good people. And we think we're good because we're not killing anybody. And the Lord told us clearly, you're not good, even in all your righteousness. I don't care if you don't sin at all, you're still not good. In all your righteousness, you're still as a filthy rag. The only thing that because my flesh is in a fallen state. When God looks at me, the only thing that purifies me is he sees himself in me. That's what he sees. He has to see himself. If he doesn't see himself, then I am wow. He has to see himself in me. That's the only reason he can look at me and say, "You're mine." He has to see himself in me. He has to see himself in you. Doesn't matter how many good deeds we do. If the Lord Jesus is not living in me, that's just a good deed for, yeah, help somebody else, but it's not going to help me. It's not going to take me to heaven. Only the pure in heart shall see God. And so, when you see red flags, guys, don't pretend it's a green light. When you see yellow flags, don't pretend it's a green light and speed up and say, I'm going to run into this relationship full speed. I want that man. I want that woman. Don't do that. And I may have told you guys this before. I don't know. But, when I was in the dating world and I saw, if I saw a young lady lived a certain way, if she thought toxicity was the right way, if she thought it was normal for me to talk to her crazy or only focus on her body, if she thought that it was okay for her to be very jealous, when I saw those things, I don't care how beautiful she was, I'd walk away because I'm not dying for you. I'm not, you don't understand love. I don't even come with drama. I'm here for all the right reasons. I don't care what our age is. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to take something from you, you know. So if you don't understand that and you think that I'm supposed to be talking crazy to you or always asking you for something, asking you for sex or asking you to, if you think that that's what we're supposed to be doing, then it's going to be a problem. And so when I saw those things and I understood, wait a minute, she doesn't know what it's like for a guy to just talk to her and not want to take something from her, not want to use her. And she's, creating being her own self-sabotage because she thinks I'm supposed to talk crazy to her, throw lines at her, always keep telling her how fine she is, or will she give me sex and all that. It's like, or she's crazy jealous, you know, uh, just because a female talks to me. Oh no, that's over. That's red flags, guys. That means you're gonna be jealous of everybody. My cousins, my mom, my sisters, everybody. That's not cool. Those are red flags. And so when you see those, don't pretend they're green lights. If it's yellow, pump the brakes. Find out what's going on right there and find out for sure. But you have to understand that you can see the red flags if you would stop building images in your own head. You have to be able to stay at a distance where you can see things. If it's too close to you, then you can't see it. It's right under your nose. You can't see what's right under your nose. You got to have space. When you're dating someone, you can't be always up under them. You can't see them. You have to have yourself at a I don't have any business touching on you and nothing. We trying to date and get to know each other. Why am I trying to hold your hand? You don't know me. Why am I trying to put my arms around you? You don't know me. We just supposed to be talking. Stop touching me. There's nothing for you to touch. I don't know you. I don't know if you're psycho, crazy. I don't know if you're a stalker. I don't know you. Right now, I know I'm physically attracted to you. Now, I'm trying to see if everything else lines up. We should not be touching each other. All we should be doing is talking, enjoying getting to know one another genuinely. I am not supposed to be in your bed. I'm not supposed to be at your house after a certain hour. Not supposed to be keeping you out all times of the night. What are we doing, guys? That does not work. If you want real love, you better have real boundaries, healthy, respectful boundaries. And you better not lower your standards thinking, well, my standards are too high. No, theirs is too low. You don't compromise when you know that you're doing things the godly way. And you need to understand God's way so that you don't put your own standards there. It's got to be his. If it's not God's way, you see men and ladies, they be like wanting to put God outside the relationship. Let me catch the man or the woman. And then God, I want you to bless them. Then I want you to make them over. Then I want you to make them everything they need to be for me. God is like, I don't do things like that. Nope. You chose that. If you're a woman, you need to allow that man, that right man, to pursue you. If you're a man, you need to know who you are in God, and you need to be whole. You need to have yourself together before you approach that woman. Don't try to approach that woman and you don't have it together. You're not spiritually right. You're not emotionally right. You're not financially right. You can't even take care of yourself and you trying to go get a girlfriend. That's out of order. You don't even take care of your self, woman, and you want a man to come and do what? Do you even know? You're not a wife after I marry you. I marry you because you're a wife material. You're not a husband because she marries you. She marries you because you're husband already. You understand your assignment. You understand what love is. You understand what it means to become one. That's why we go to marriage counseling before we set wedding dates. I need to find out if we've been truthful with each other. We need to have the tools for marriage. And so when you're dating out there, if anything is broken and you get it, heal. Because if you go into a relationship and you're not healed, that person, you're going to blame them. You're going to be wanting them to fix everything that somebody else messed up. And that is not what they are able to do. They can't pay for you wanting them to pay for what your last boyfriend or your last girlfriend did. That's not right. That's not fair. You're mistreating me. You're jealous when I talk to people because that other guy cheated on you. You're jealous because that other man cheated on you. We can't work like that, guys. We got to be clear. I need to be clear for takeoff before I ever enter another relationship. And some of you don't want to do the work, but you want the relationship. You got to do the work first. And when the relationship comes, you'll be able, because you're whole, you'll be able to recognize if that person is whole. If you're still broken and your vision is still blurred because of hurt, traumas, and scars in your life, then you can't see clear. Your vision is it's cloudy. There's interference. You need clear vision. I've forgiven everyone in my past. I've forgiven myself. I have no baggage. I don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend stalking me. If someone is stalking you, and you don't need to enter a relationship. Don't bring other people into your mess and get their lives killed, taken, hurt, maimed because you got to stalk a girlfriend or boyfriend. If you're still dealing with a past relationship, I have friends who are no longer here, both male and female, because of these things. Because they have stalker boyfriend or girlfriends. And every time we look around, friends or family member in our city or somewhere dealing with these people, guys, don't date red flags and don't ignore yellow flags. If it's not what it should be, don't continue. Please stop, move, go another direction. Not the one. I could say a lot. I think I've said it enough in that, but I mean, man, I have a lot of questions written here that you should be asking the person to make sure that when you know if they're a red flag. So, those of you that are watching this video, maybe on replay, please still pop your questions in the comment. We may be able to respond to that at another time, or even in that box. Just, when you have a question, pop it in there. When you have a comment, feedback. We are here because we are trying to get the best for our lives. We want everything that God has for us in the best way. Before I close, is there anyone else that needed to say anything?
Good morning, Harlan.
Morning.
Good morning. Hi, I was just wanting to say this is like a really good topic, Harlan. You always come through with your
God be
topic.
the glory.
And I'm just thinking, just me in the dating world and things like that. It's just really important to you have to be grounded and know your boundaries, know the things that just that you are looking for, and that trust in the Lord to guide you, and always be mindful and stuff. And then know the red flags, what I'm saying. And
Yes.
because a lot of times that we think, oh, it'll get better, just kind of overlook little subtle red flags and things like that. I know I've done it in the past relationships and things like that or whatever, and then it just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Absolutely.
Stuff like that. So now in the dating world, it just kind of got me more alert. And this topic was right on spot with things like that. Because I think a lot of women, and I'll just say men too, needs to hear this type of subject, things like that. And I just remember, you took me back. I remember back in the day watching a Lifetime movies.
Okay.
They used to have movies about this, about like these kids in high school and in these relationships and overlooking the red flags. And these particular topics was about the students was abusive to the girl, and the friends knew and stuff like that. I just remember watching movies like that on Lifetime, and then in the end, they say if you know anybody in those type of situations, reach out and help, because something that happened to the girl. The boy was so abusive that he killed her because he was out of anger and things like that and stuff. And I'm just thinking, like, these kids in high school and stuff like that, they need to know these type of hear this type of subject,
Right.
because so they'll be aware of things like that. I know my niece, I have nieces, and I want them to be alert. Don't just fall for anything. Don't think this is love. Don't think this is how it's supposed to be, because it's not how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
So I just really enjoyed this topic this morning. You need a part 2, Carla, to answer those other questions.
Yeah, because it's about 20 and 30 more, Monique. So like, that's the thing with the on the age group that you're talking about, that's actually gotten worse. It's now to the point where schools are not able to discipline children. So you have boys at school and stuff like that, and girls actually, fighting and stuff, and they're not doing anything about it. So because the respect and boundaries are something that people don't understand and maybe don't grab or grasp when they're growing up, because there are always boundaries being set as far as in learning structure and rules and all those things, but some people just completely ignore them because they don't want to hear it, man, because they're really selfish and arrogant, and they don't want to hear the boundaries. They're just very disobedient. And so these are the type of people that are dangerous, to our lives. And so that's why, I always tell my daughters, like, if a boy is interested in you, my daughter that's in school, if a boy is interested in you, then you need to not focus on how he looks. Okay, that's cool. You think he's cute, but how does he act in class? How does he is he respectful to teachers? Does he do his work? Is he responsible? Is he nice to his friends? Is he a bully around school? Is he nice to people? Is he respectful? Does he get in trouble? All those things. So if he does, then he's going to disrespect you. So you have to you watch a person. Okay, well, this person likes me. Okay, cool. That's all good, but let me watch them and see what their mode of operation is. Is he an ISS? Is he getting suspended from school? Has he ever what did he say about the girl that he broke up with last? Did he put out lies about her? Was he walking around slandering her name? Did he put his hands on her? Was he cheating on her? So you have to pay attention to these things because people are telling you who their character is. But I'm always amazed at how uh, people can hear about a person being unfaithful or all these different things, and they still try to go and date them. I don't. Why would you do that? They told you. Everyone knows who they are. Their reputation has preceded them, and you've heard that this boy or this girl likes to fight their mate, their boyfriend or girlfriend. You've heard that they like to cheat and all that they're toxic. Why would you date them? That makes no sense. You're walking right into what everyone has already warned you about. You know it to be true, and you still, I can change it. No, you can't. There's no such thing you can do to me to change me. Nothing. And so we need to be having these conversations on every level, because even people that are our parents' age still don't understand some of these boundaries and red flags. And I mean, there are people sitting right beside you in church wishing that they were not married to the person that they're with because that person is a hypocrite. And when they go home from church, they're not the person that you shake hands with and they smile and say hello, everything is good. They go home and they're verbally abusive, physically abusive, neglective, mean, selfish, isolating, controlling, all these things. Some of them different levels, pastors, deacons, regular members, whatever. But you're living a double life. So we can't just look at people and say, oh, okay, well, that's cool. They go to church, they believe in God. No, you got to prove it. Your life has to prove it. And we have to allow time to do that. We have to allow time and space for these red flags to be shown, because you got either green, red, or yellow. And if it's yellow and yellow and red, pump the brakes. If it's red, walk away. If it's yellow, well, that's extreme caution. If it's green, okay, I'm continuing, but at a slow rate of speed. I don't need to be building feelings for you and throwing that in the way where I can't see you. I need to stay where I can see you. I hope that this has been helpful to all of you. Um, I think, yeah, I could go on, but I'll stop for now. I want to say that wherever you are, I want you to understand that you're priceless. I want you to know that if you're single, you don't need to rush. All you need to be doing is working on you. If you're married and you're married to a person who you already went past all the red flags and you're in there, then I pray that God would meet you and your spouse where you are, break everything off of you that the enemy has put on your lives to distort, destroy, and disrupt your marriage. And I pray that God will meet you where you are, that you will encounter him, he will encounter you, and that everything that is broken will be mended, and everything that needs to be removed be removed. And those of you that are dating, I'm praying that that your eyes will be open, that your vision and your hearing will be clear and keen, both spiritually and naturally, so that you don't allow red flags to get past you because of your desire to be loved, your desire to have marriage and relationship. You deserve those things, but you deserve them the way that God designed. Love never comes to hurt you, destroy you, break you, take away from you. It only comes to give, to build you up. So I pray that only what God desires and designs for your life is that only thing that happens. We bind the enemy from deceiving and tricking you, and we pray that the Lord would keep you from deception, and that you would see clearly. And Lord, we pray that you would hide our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, mothers, fathers, from those who are being used by the enemy. We pray that you would always reveal the counterfeit. And how do we know the counterfeit? We study the real. We don't study the counterfeit to know the counterfeit. We study the real. And when the counterfeit shows up, it's obvious. Because when love shows up, love treats me right. Love respects me. Love brings solutions, not problems. Love is always the key. It's always the answer. And you are that love, Lord. And if it doesn't look like you, it's not right. Help us to just follow you and receive your way, your will, and not put our selfish desires in front of what we know is right to do, so that we will not be deceived. Thank you, Lord, for meeting us where we are and lifting us up where we belong. We love you. We give you total permission to be yourself in our lives. We give you total permission to sever every relationship that does not belong in our lives. Make them go without harming us in any way. Just make them go. Put it in that, just lead that person away from us. Break all ties, all things that don't belong in our lives or our children's lives or anyone that's connected to us. We love you. We thank you. You are holy. We reverence you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Go and be blessed. Watch out for those red flags. We'll continue. Don't forget to tune in on every day next week. Lines open at 5:50. Conversation starts at 6:00. And we always have great leaders. And we want to meet you here. And we want you to tell everyone, and you can all join us here. And we can have these conversations and then be on about our day. And we'll be prepared for work, stronger and wiser. God bless you. I love you, but God loves you more. Everything is about relationship, guys. Build them well.